When that happened, when that question came out, and he's going to have the interaction. One shot. I was watching Charlie. I can't say that I saw blood. I can't say that I saw him get hit, but I did see him fall immediately backwards into his left.
As you just heard, Charlie Kirk was just shot at Utah Valley University. We're going to get straight into it. Yo, welcome back to another episode of TATV. If it's your first time here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that bell notification. Now, I'm not going to waste too much time right now. I'm going to go ahead and get straight into it. Charlie Kirk, if you guys don't know him, from what I know about him, I've been watching him for a little while. I'm not sure if he's a journalist or what he is, but I know he goes to the college campuses and he likes to do a lot of debates on hot topics, very sensitive topics, man. And sometimes things can get heated, but there is a such thing as too heated. Looks like Charlie was just shot after being asked a question about transgenders. Immediately after the question was asked, the shot rang out. As far as they know, Charlie right now is in critical condition. Let's go in and let's see what the report says.
Do say they did hear just one shot heard as he was speaking to a crowd, hundreds, thousands there on hand for this. Of course, AP continuing to report he's in critical condition after being shot there in Utah. Of course, videos posted on social media circulating, very disturbing, from Utah Valley University show Kirk speaking into a handheld microphone while sitting under a white tent with the slogans, "The American Comeback" and "Prove Me Wrong." A single shot rings out. Kirk can be reaching up with his right hand as blood potentially gushes from the side of his neck. Very disturbing, very dynamic scene. We're hearing from different people there on hand for this. Hundreds, thousands of people. We're going to hear from Speaker Mike Johnson here in just a short bit of time. But again, we've heard Charlie Kirk there so many times in different conservative circles. And this from the president saying we must all pray for Charlie Kirk, who has been shot. A great guy from top to bottom. God bless him. So plenty of reaction right now as we're also potentially hearing on the ground on Capitol Hill, Chip Roy, the Republican, speaking out. Let's listen in.
Strong guy, he's a good man. I hope, praying for him. I don't know the status. I have no idea. I keep getting conflicting reports, so pray.
All right, you just heard there, Chip Roy, conflicting reports right now about the condition in which Charlie Kirk is in right now, but the AP reporting critical condition. So we're going to continue to follow that here on Live Now from Fox. So this is just a scene there from the ground in Orem, Utah, on the campus of Utah Valley University. And I believe we're going to be joined right now by a reporter that was a witness to what transpired today. Eva Terry from Deseret News. You're live on Live Now from Fox right now. Can you hear me? Can you describe what you heard, what you saw today?
Hey, yes, this is Eva Terry with Deseret News. I'm here also. I've been here all morning with another reporter named Emma Pitts, and we were here an hour before talking to students. It was a really exciting, upbeat atmosphere, and there were a lot of underclassmen there. We talked to quite a few freshmen who were just really amped up and excited to see him. And then he got through his first question, and then at his second question, it was about the student asked him a question about how many transgender shooters there had been in U.S. history, and he responded. The student asked another question. Charlie Kirk went to go pick up the microphone. And that's when he was shot. It looked like it was on the left side of his neck. And it was pretty bloody. He lifted his arms up a little bit, and then he went limp and he fell. And then all of the students, everyone in the audience, the big amphitheater, we all crouched down, stayed there for about 30 or 40 seconds, and then just ran.
Yeah, I can only imagine. We're seeing on social media some of those chaotic moments in the immediate aftermath. How far away were you from Charlie Kirk when you heard that shot ring out?
Emma and I were about 3 or 4 rows back of people, so we were really close.
Can you describe the scene? Because like you mentioned, I can only imagine what someone is thinking in this moment. Can you describe the chaos right after that? Were there people tending to Charlie Kirk? Were there people running, potentially scared for their lives?
I think everyone in the audience was just focused on, I don't want to also be shot, because it was clear that it was a shooter. It sounded like, I talked to some students afterwards. They said they thought it was a firecracker. It was a pretty, for gunshots, it was a pretty quiet pop. And then it just turned into chaos. So Emma and I ran about a minute or two into another classroom and then just went under a desk. And no one really knew what was going on. So we're in there, and the administrators in there didn't know what was going on either.
All right, and obviously this is a very dynamic situation, very fluid. The AP reporting that Charlie Kirk remaining in critical condition. I do want to put up a post from Deseret News talking about the shooter, saying it was initially believed that the shooter was in custody. Officials now saying the suspect is not in custody. Can you provide any clarity? Do you know if they have a shooter? Are you aware of anything?
So we initially thought that the shooter was a man who had been taken away by police. He looked like he was a man in his 50s or 60s, an older gentleman wearing a worker's uniform. But reports are that they're still looking for someone. So they've cleared all of the students off of campus. So yeah, we have no official reports of who the shooter is and if he's been caught.
Is there a lockdown, though? Because sometimes when active shooters like this, have you been alerted of a lockdown if they don't have a suspect?
I have not been alerted of any official reporting from police yet, but they have removed all students from campus and it's completely shut down.
All right, very good. And can you just set the scene one more time? Because Charlie Kirk does go to all of these college campuses coast to coast here and speak to them about the conservative values, about his mindset, about his perspective. But obviously there is the other side to it. Can you talk about that? How much people were excited for him to be there on the campus at UVU, but also I heard there was a petition against having him attend.
All the time. Every time he goes somewhere, that petition against him.
There was a petition for him not to come. It was signed by a lot of people. And above him on the balcony, because it was in kind of a bowl. So there were probably 10 or 15 protesters with signs and one pride flag. But most of the people in the crowd were just really excited to see Charlie Kirk. Like we talked to one sophomore here at UVU who had a big cutout of Trump and people were wanting to take pictures with it. And there was an older couple behind us who came down from
this is crazy,
probably like 15 or 20 minutes away. So generally, everyone in the bowl who was actually participating in the event seemed really excited for him to be there.
Have you ever spoken to Charlie Kirk? Because he does go to these campuses. He's in the news a lot. He's a commentator on all of these sorts of things. Have you ever?
Look, man, I know when Charlie goes, I watch him a lot. And I know when he goes to these places speaking that a lot of times these people take that stuff to heart, man. I'm talking about like really, really pissed off about it. It's crazy to me, but it's the truth. They get really, 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 really pissed off about it. I don't know what kind of world we're living in today when you can't express your own thoughts. But before I get into my little commentary, we had another guy that was close to Charlie. A guy goes by the last name of Sheffitz. And he was right there. He said he kept his eye on Charlie, and he's going to recount the whole situation. He said he was right there watching the whole thing. So let's see what he has to say. Let me find his little spot in here.
Their son-in-law's there. My wife was there. I mean, Charlie Kirk coming to town. We were excited, and people were there, and there were lots of them. And he came out. He was throwing hats, riling up the crowd. He took his first question, which was, I have to catch my breath trying to run into the house here. He took a first question, which was a religious question, and then he got to the second question, which was about 30 minutes into his presentation, 2:30 local time, and the question was about transgender shooters, mass killings, versus people that weren't transgender. And when that happened, when that question came out, and he's going to have the interaction, one shot. I was watching Charlie. I can't say that I saw blood. I can't say that I saw him get hit, but I did see him fall immediately backwards into his left. And I can just hope and pray that somehow he survived that.
Oh my God, we're all praying. He's married to his wife, Erica, for 4 years now. Jason, obviously, you're visibly and very emotional, obviously, having just witnessed.
As you just heard, that guy said Charlie got shot and fell back immediately. We're going to be praying for Charlie Kirk, man. He's a father, he's a husband, and we hate to see this senseless violence going on. People, stop and take a chill pill. Just words. It's not worth killing anybody or giving up your life for. You know, just like you have stuff you stand on, other people have stuff that they stand on also, and you have to respect it, just like if you want them to respect you. With that being said, man, like I said, prayers up for Charlie Kirk. I see y'all on the next one. Hopefully it's a better one. Until next time, don't forget to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to send your prayers out for Charlie. Peace.